2022 offered a year of exploration and change in my life. I got married, moved from San Antonio, went to Thailand for the first time, and came back to the USA to work so I could pay for the wedding. I was able to experience a variety of roller coasters in my travels though, as well as learn a thing or two about making YouTube videos. But as I'm just getting started on my roller coaster journey, I still have a long way to go. Least ridden coaster. For the most part, I try very hard to get extra laps on coasters when I visit parks, with the goal of at least 2 laps per coaster. So only a few make this list of having only 1 lap. Boomerang! My nemesis for its roughness at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. It was also closed on my second longer day when I was saying goodbye to the coasters at this park. Batman the Ride and the Joker at Six Flags over Texas. With only 5 hours in this park, I prioritized re-rides on other coasters that were not similar to Fiesta Texas's coasters. Most ridden coaster. Honorable mention, Speedy Mouse. I got 12 laps on Speedy Mouse since it is just pure fun. I had about 20 minutes left to keep marathoning it, but our cab driver supposedly arrived early to pick us up. Unfortunately, our cab went to Safari World instead of Dream World, so we still had to wait upon exiting the park, and I didn't get more laps. Number 5, Scorpion. With 5 different days at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, I was able to ride their coasters more than any other parks. With 14 laps on Scorpion, I can say that it is solid and fun, and one of my brother's favorite roller coasters at the park, which is probably why we waited about 30 minutes on 3 separate occasions in the quick queue line to ride Scorpion. Number 4, Tigris. I surprisingly got 15 laps on Tigris. With how seat sensitive this coaster is, I gladly kept re-riding it to try different seats, especially since the line was about a 5-minute wait on most of the days that I visited Busch Gardens Tampa Bay. I prefer the front seat, not the back, not the second row, because of the great airtime that it gives. I know this now. Number 1, Mind Blower. I got 16 laps on this rough coaster. With its roughness, I just couldn't marathon it nearly as much as I'd like. But since I bought a Fun Spot pass for this coaster, I rode it as much as I could with my few trips to Fun Spot Kissimmee. I found the front row, right side, to be the best and smoothest, though I also got an incredible ride in the back row with a loose restraint on my most recent visit. It also broke down at 11:40 p.m., so it just missed taking the crown as my most ridden coaster of 2022. Number 1, Cheetah Hunt. Being able to utilize quick queue benefits at Busch Gardens, I rode Cheetah Hunt 16 times. Though, despite it taking the crown for most rides, I don't actually like this coaster as much as other people might. I guess my brothers just wanted to re-ride it more on the day all 3 of us went to Busch Gardens. So, their love for it might have rubbed off on me, at least this year. Number 1, Mako. I got 16 laps on this coaster, many of which were in the very front row due to rainy weather. The floater airtime on this coaster is amazing, and it moved into a tie with the Steel Eel for my overall number 1 coaster, pending a re-ride on the Steel Eel. New credits 2022, 53. through visiting Thailand roller coasters, Six Flags Over Texas, Six Flags Over Georgia, Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, SeaWorld Orlando, and Fun Spot. I racked up over 53 new-to-me coaster credits. Total credits in 2022, 68. Since I did not revisit SeaWorld San Antonio in 2022, I rode 15 not new-to-me coasters and 53 new-to-me coasters, for a total of 68. Obviously, I would have liked to ride more coasters, but there are only so many credits in Thailand, where I spent most of my summer. On these 68 coasters, though, I got 364 laps, which seems like a nice round number to me. Toughest credit. Besides for long drives, no coaster was too difficult for me to get. A few, like Butterfly or Titan, were closed on my visit, or I simply skipped, such as the kiddie coasters at Six Flags Over Texas or Fun Spot Atlanta. The toughest credit that I did obtain was likely slalom, since it requires 2 people and my wife had to ride with me. With how it dug into her side and how I hurt my knee taking video of it, I'm sure it will remain my wife's least favorite coaster for a very long time. Most enjoyable credit. With Mako tying for my #1 overall coaster, this should be a sure winner for this spot. But despite its size and power, there were other experiences I simply enjoyed more on a coaster. Riding Shockwave was an absolute blast with how its airtime into its turns works. Speedy Mouse, as my favorite roller coaster in Thailand, was an absolute treat as well. Especially since I rode it for the first time with my wife beside me. Finally, my first trip on Runaway Mine Train, with how rough its first part was magical. These may not be my highest ranked coasters, but these were all coasters that I truly and completely enjoyed. Looking ahead. I plan to visit more coasters around Texas that I haven't been able to get to, especially some of the smaller ones. I'm also looking into a Kings Island, Cedar Point, Kennywood road trip for next summer that would allow me to experience a lot of great coasters. But we shall see what 2023 holds. How was your 2022? Which new coasters did you enjoy the most? Were any of your coaster credits difficult to obtain? Let me know, and as always, Top Gun Grab.